wanted to make a quick video about ADHD, some of the mental illnesses that a lot of us identify with, that a lot of people that I know, a lot of people, including myself, have been labeled. Without going too much in depth about labels, as soon as you believe something and you attach a label to yourself, it's gonna change how you see yourself. It's gonna make you feel as though you have a handle on what you're going through, but it's gonna give you a false sense of what is actually going on. And it also gives you permission to put it down and stop exploring it for yourself. ADHD, busy mind. A lot of people that I talk to complain a lot about, the mind is just too busy, they can't stop it, can't stop the mind. And the easy way out is obviously to get medicated. And I'm not making a video about medication and about, saying that you shouldn't see your doctor if you feel that you need to. That's not at all what I'm saying. I really want to encourage people to explore themselves deeper instead. Now, ADHD, busy mind, is a habit. Now, not only, but it becomes a habit of you running away from what you feel is too much. Some of us are born with a bit more energy. Some of us are born with a bit more sensitivity. Some of us are born with an ability to empathize or empathize with others. And a big word today is empathic. People like to attach themselves to that label, I'm an empath. And it kind of feels a little bit better than, highly sensitive and ADHD. But again, it's still another label. So you really want to go deep and really just look at yourself by turning your attention inward. I don't mean look at yourself in the mirror. What I mean is just turn in and watch what's going on inside of you. And if you do this for a period of time, you're going to notice that there's certain patterns of thought and certain reactions based on those thoughts that happen naturally through you. You'll notice that you seem to have a habit of running once you notice a pattern you don't like, an emotion you don't like, anything that you've labeled in the past as something that is negative or bad. And by watching and discovering these patterns in yourself, what you're going to realize is that you don't have ADHD. It's that you have a gift. You have a gift. You've been given a gift. You were born within a gift to feel deeper, to feel more. I'm not saying you're better than anybody else or worse than anybody else, but some people have this innate ability to just feel other people's pain, to just feel and to be more sensitive to these sort of things. It creates this feeling of wanting to run away because we're always feeling what it seems like what other people are feeling, but it's also shadowed, it's covered, if you will, by your fear of feeling those feelings. So a lot of times we get confused and we think it's other people that's making us feel that, but what we're feeling is a habit of running away from those emotions in us that we don't want to feel. That's also what's happening. Okay, I'm not saying there's no such thing as, it's not other people as well that can trigger certain things inside of you. ADHD is simply a habit of running from your thoughts. It's simply a habit of you not looking, it's just a habit of a busy mind. At some point, you've given yourself permission. You've given yourself permission to let the mind Just continue. It's like a ball rolling down the hill. Okay, if you're more sensitive, if you're more empathic, you're going to have that natural tendency for the mind to have energy. The energy is going to go into the mind in the same way that you're putting energy into pushing a ball. So the more energy that goes, that you allow, you give yourself permission to go into the mind, okay, you're pushing a ball. And the mind is such that, if you've ever done a bit of research on neuroplasticity, anything that you do for a period of time becomes habitual. And the longer you do it, the stronger the connections in the brain become. So at some point, when you're pushing that ball for so long, what happens is it seems to be impossible to stop. Because the ball gets so much momentum, your mind gets so much momentum from the habitual, from your habit of creating or letting energy rise into the mind, thinking about what somebody did, or noticing that you're about to go somewhere that you don't want to go, and then energizing all the stories that your mind is going to play about what you're going to feel when you're there, what you're not going to like, and what you wish you'd be doing instead. So you're allowing your energy to go into the mind and just spin this story. And this also creates a habit of you running from your mind. This creates another layer. So you have this one layer where you're allowing the energy to go there and create the story. Then this new layer, this new ego layer jumps in, this new aspect of yourself that you're creating that says, no, I don't like this. You know, and this can just go on, and eventually you bury yourself under these different ego layers. Okay? At some point, you feel so overwhelmed in life, you feel so overwhelmed with everything that you just look for external help. And it's easy nowadays because comfort seems to be the number one priority in today's life. Okay, it seems to be you're supposed to build your life to a point where everything is just nice and cozy and comfortable for you, and then you're supposed to just cruise through life. That seems to be what life's about. Okay, society's view of it, right? The hopping on the conveyor belt lifestyle, as Ralph Smart would say. I think I've heard him say that. So you have to realize you're giving yourself permission, and you do have the ability to respond consciously to what's going on inside of you. You have to realize that you're giving yourself permission to continue this habit within yourself. Now, medication. Again, I need to say that I am not a doctor. I am not saying you should not take medication. Please, okay? But if you feel that you have a problem with overthinking and your mind being too noisy and busy, medication is going to just add another layer. And medication is like doing this in a room of people you don't like. They're all still there. Okay? Medication indicates that you don't need it for stuff like what I believe ADHD is completely blown out of proportion. Being someone that struggled with these things for myself, I know what it feels like. And never taking, I've tried medication. I've tried it. I've tasted it for myself. And I can tell you that it does put you in a state where you don't worry about what you're thinking anymore. And you kind of feel for a while like, yeah, like I'm myself again. Okay? But that's because you don't see the people around you anymore. What I mean by that is you're not focusing on what's going on in here anymore. And it seems to give you some release. Okay? And for those who feel that option is what they want, that's great. I'm not saying not to do that. But what I'm saying is there's another way. Okay? And it's the only way to truly get back what you feel you've lost. Even those who are on medication, your doctor or psychologist or whatever, most likely will recommend that you work on the issue, the root causes of your stress and your anxiety and those sort of things. So what happens most time, people will take medication, they don't have the blinders on, or they have the blinders on, and as they say, out of sight, out of mind. So medication has a nasty habit, or will tend to make a person feel that everything is okay now and I don't need to fix it. I'm good. Why would I need to change anything? Okay? But your problem, the issue, the underlying habit, the permission you've given yourself, the structure in the brain, neuroplasticity, the structure is still there. Okay, the medicine does not get rid of it. After a while, you'll get used to the medication. Any of you that's on medicine or medication for ADHD, you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll get used to it. You might have to up your dose, or you have to start looking for new types of medication every so often in order to get that to put new blinders on, because they'll wear out. Your blinders will wear out. You'll start to see it through the cracks eventually. It takes a certain amount of you being fed up. It takes a certain amount of you saying to yourself and admitting to yourself that you've had enough. And it also takes you realizing that you can and you have all the power within you now to make all the changes you need to finally drop this label, because it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Okay? BS. It's fucking, excuse me, pardon the language. I do swear once in a while, of course. It's bullshit. Okay? All you need to do is realize that you have the power to change anything you want in your life. It just takes a bit of effort. It takes a simple amount of looking in. Just looking inside, seeing your patterns as they arise. And you're going to go through a process that's not necessarily comfortable, but anything that's uncomfortable at first and takes effort at first has great reward in the future. Anything that's comfortable and easy at the beginning tends to have the opposite effect in the future. Okay, easy now, hard later. Hard now, easy later. Okay, so it depends what you want out of your life. It depends what you're looking for out of your life. If you want to stay in your perpetual habits that you've created and admit to yourself that you're fine, that's great. But if you want to take charge of your life, you want to really see for yourself what's going on, I'm here to tell you and empower you that you have everything you need now within you. Flip the script, turn in. Thank you for watching, everyone. Please don't forget to check me out on Instagram, danny.bettereveryday.com, or danny.bettereveryday. And hit that subscribe button. Give it a like if you find any of this useful. And if you have any questions, anything you want to leave in the comments, I read all of my comments. Even though I don't have very many yet, I really love to help. So please, if there's anything, feel free to ask anytime. Thank you. Have a great day.